Welcome to Conversations, Season 2 of the MTA podcast series, a weekly audiocast featuring interviews with leading investment strategists, geopolitical experts, and other key thought leaders. Brought to you by the Market Technicians Association.
This is Tim Braun from the Minnesota Chapter of the MTA, and with me today I have Mr. Chris Dvorak. Chris is the founder and president of Dvorak Research. He has more than 25 years of investment management experience on the buy-side equity analyst. As a buy-side equity analyst, he served and is serving as the chief technical analyst and assistant portfolio manager for Perkins Capital Management and has done so since 1989. His focus has been on small to mid-size cap equities. Chris provides his clients with three separate but vital disciplines that create outstanding investment results. Accurate market analysis to reduce risk and enhance performance. Technical chart analysis to identify the largest opportunities with the best entry and exit points. And further analysis to identify the best valued companies with the greatest potential and the most capable management teams. He's local to this area, a graduate of Breck School. He earned a Bachelor of Science in Economics from the University of Minnesota with an emphasis in business and statistics. And let me introduce Chris Dvorak. Chris, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Tim. It's good to be here.
Chris, maybe you could give us kind of a brief overview of the things that these three specific things that you bring, these vital disciplines. Can you give us kind of a rundown, a little synopsis of each one of those components?
Yeah, sure. So starting with the first discipline is to do some market analysis, and the tools are out there to determine market trend and determine likely areas for intermediate market tops and bottoms. And so I think that's important with the wide swings in the market, that you need to do some kind of asset allocation out of stocks when a bear market occurs, and then be fully invested in a more bullish environment. So the second development aspect of my approach is to use charts. So I'm more of a chartist than a technician in this area. And I think it's important to blend that with the fundamental of the company or the story. So find an interesting company that has a new product or something new with a good bullish chart, and then with good market conditions, and you can have smooth sailing.
Very good. In your view, is one of those more important to the overall view than the other?
Well, I think the fundamentals, or the basis of it is probably on the chart analysis part. You really have to get that right, and so you need to really know the chart theory and how that works and practice that. And then I think the second thing would be the company, the fundamentals or the opportunity that the company is going after, and then maybe third would be the market analysis where you reduce risk.
Fantastic. Now, with that being said, let me ask you kind of I don't know if it's a weird question, but if you were stranded on an island and you only had the ability to tap into one or two indicators, what would be the two that you'd take with you on that stranded island?
Well, let's see. I think I'd do one market indicator, and that would be probably the advanced decline line, and then I'd bring a relative strength on the stock side.
Okay. And when you talk about the advanced decline line, would that be the New York advanced decline line, or a different advanced decline line, or what? I mean, since you have specialty in small and mid caps, or is that just a way of putting it in overall context? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think the advanced decline line is a good underlying indicator of market health. It's not perfect. Most indicators have their good days or good years, or good months. But I think that one is a really good one. It's standing the test of time. And I just use the basic New York Stock Exchange. I keep track of some of the other ones as well, but the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline line is the one I focus on.
Super. Now, you've developed some of your own techniques. Can you give us a little bit of an overview of those?
Sure. I have a few. One of them is an indicator I call MITS, which is a composite indicator, and it's basically...
and MITS stands for?
Oh, yeah, sure. Market Insights Timing Tool. So MITS is it has 7 indicators inside of it, and I have a separate indicator for buying and for selling. So those are 2 different things. The market behaves differently. So, and that gives me a really specific overbought, oversold situation. So the MITS gives me a signal at 5, 6, or 7, and then similarly for a buy, and so it gives me discrete answers, which is nice. When you look at these indicators, sometimes it's close to a buy or close to a sell, and it gets complicated that way. Another indicator that I developed is what I call a CAD line, and that basically is a ratio of the S&P 500 and the advanced decline line. So if the advanced decline line is moving up ahead of the market, that's a bullish scenario for me. And then a third area that I've kind of, well, not necessarily an indicator, but a tool that I use would be the what I call Apex, and that's a lot of time and price analysis to forecasting potential trend changes. That's a lot of GAN work that I've studied over the years, and I think that's really useful to anticipate change in the market.
Does Apex stand for something?
Well, it kind of comes out of I'm into car racing, and when you're turning on a race course, the apex is the middle of the turn. So I use that to represent kind of the pinpoint of the turn in the market.
Fantastic. Well, Chris, I appreciate the time you spent with us today. If people wanted to know more about you or know more about your service, how could they reach you? I'm on the web at
dvorakresearch.com. That's spelled D like David, V Victor, O-R-A-K, research.com. Or my phone number is 612-424-7404.
Well, Chris, again, thank you very much for your time and your expertise and enlightening us on your trading activity and your systems that fit within that. This is Tim Braun from the Minnesota chapter of the MTA, wishing everyone a strong uptrend. Thank you very much.